Okay. Hey, folks, this is Timothy Chemo Bryan, your head instigator for Create Art Podcast, where I take my 20 years in the arts and education world to help you tame your inner critic and create more than you consume. Tonight is kind of a special kind of thing. Oh, hey, Stacy is over there on Facebook. Hey, Stacy, I see you. So, tonight's kind of a special night because a couple of things. So, every November is National Novel Writing Month, and this is like my third, fourth year doing it. And so, what is National Novel Writing Month? Well, in the background, I'm sorry, my fan's on because I'm going through menopause and I get hot. I'm so hot. Anyhow, um, so National Novel Writing Month is where you write a 50,000 word novel in 30 days. It's amazing. It's a great time. It's killer. Let me tell you, you do 1,667 words a day. It sounds like a lot, but when you think about it, that's like 2 or 3 pages, single space and all that kind of jazz. And that's okay. That's a good thing because, I believe that all of us can do that. We all have a novel within us. We all have that great American novel, or, if you're overseas, insert your country's name, great Canadian novel, great Botswanian novel, wherever you're at. Romania is big. I've got listeners out in Romania for some reason. Go figure. I love it. But I think each and every one of us has a novel in us to write and to share with the world. And if you look at our day and time now, it has never been a better opportunity for you to share your work with the world. Now, last year, I did a novel, and I got a good chunk of it. I hit my 50,000 word, goal, and it was really refreshing to go ahead and complete it. Well, not complete the novel, but actually complete the challenge. And I had people up in Canada, listening in and tuning in. And I'm going to do the same thing this year. I'm going to have it on Create Art Podcast. And that's where you'll see it at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write, 1,600, 1,700 words every day. And I'm going to post it there for you to go ahead and read along with me. Now, I'm going to say this not as an excuse, but it is going to be raw. There's going to be grammatical errors. Hopefully not too many spelling errors, not knock on wood with Grammarly and Microsoft Word. But it'll be there for you to go ahead and read through and comment on. And I'm really looking for people to comment on it, to say, hey, this is crap. I don't know where this is going. Or, hey, this is a cool idea. I'm glad you're writing a novel on this. This year it's going to be another weird one. Last year was definitely weird and gave me ideas, for, a possible show, another podcast, who knows? But just the idea that, I can crank out 50,000 words in 30 days just doing this challenge, not on top of all the stuff that I write for work, the poetry that I do, the show notes that I do, the other podcasting stuff that I do, the research that I do. On top of that, toss another 50,000 words. I had a talk with my boss today, and I told we were doing our yearly review, and I said, I'm going to need a 30-hour day, especially in the month of November, because I'm doing a couple of challenges. So she said, yeah, we can get you a 30-hour day. Not a problem. So work is giving me a 30-hour day. It's beautiful. I got a million other things to do with work on top of it. On top of, doing our first real kind of podcast for my job. So, my job is turning into a podcast. My job is turning into the art that I love to do, which, hey, that's fantastic. That's, if you can do that with whatever job you have, you're a lucky person. I was talking to my therapist today about it, and he was like, hey, this is great. Things are coming to fruition for you, and they really are. So, people ask me, hey, Tim, why do you do these challenges? Because they're a challenge. I want to see if I can do it. I want to see if I can write 50,000 words in 30 days and make something that is, cohesive, makes a lot of sense. And, you might find entertaining. For me, that's a big thing. I've got 4 books of poetry that I self-published. That's a big thing. I've got, when we start NaNoWriMo, I will have 100 episodes for Create Art Podcast. When I get to the 5th day of this challenge, I have 100 episodes. That's fantastic. That's wild. Now, granted that, I had 30 episodes for National Poetry Writing Month and 30 episodes of National Novel Writing Month, last year and whatnot. So you can see the, math has not been my strong subject unless it's calculus. But you can see that it adds up and you're like, wow. So I'm going to challenge you all out there. Think about it. Do the National Novel Writing Month challenge for yourself. If you get through it, fantastic. If you don't, that's okay. You don't have to post it anywhere. You can if you want to. Or you can set up a nice little WordPress site, a little blog site where you set it up. If you're going to do that, let me know. And I will promote that while I'm doing my show. Because, I'd like to, I love having the spotlight. That's why I'm here. Oh, hey, you got some more hearts over here. Thank you so much. But I want you to be able to feel the sense of accomplishment that I feel when I do these challenges. So definitely check that out for yourself. Now, there's another challenge that goes on in November. Can't have just one. You know me. We got to have 2 challenges. The other challenge is NaPodPoMo, which is National Podcasting Post Month. And that's where you post an episode every day, all 30 days in November. And, who knew that November had 30 days? I knew that it had 30 days because if you do your little knuckle trick, I learned the little knuckle trick many years ago. And, the divot is a 30-day month, and then the knuckle is either a 31-day or, for February, it's not. But every knuckle is try it out. And I'll go January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. It's, the knuckle is 30 days. So with National Podcast Post Month, you do an episode every day. So I'm combining the two things that I love. I love to write and I love podcasting. So I'm going to do that all of November. And, and even on Turkey Day, I'm going to be putting out an episode. So what you're going to see is this, or what you're going to hear is this. I will go ahead and do an episode every day, and I will read what I wrote that day, right then and there, every day. And I'll let you know, I'll keep you abreast of what the total is for each day, so, day 5, I'm at 7,000 words. Day 30, I've hit my 50,000 mark. You can go and you can do, you can go on that journey with me. I would love it if you came on that journey with me and went ahead and, commented on what you are reading there and what you're hearing there. And where can you find that at? I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked over there in Instagram land, and I'm glad you asked over there in Facebook land. If you're on Facebook, you're seeing the little ticker there, createartpodcast.com. You can go there And if you click on the projects or the podcast episodes, you can find where I'm putting those, where those episodes are going to be at. So they'll be in two places, actually. They'll be under podcast episodes, and they'll be in projects. So you just go to the website, check out the menu, and there you go. While you're there, check out the merch section. Yeah, I've got, like I said, I have 4 books of poetry out there. Go buy a book of poetry. Have fun. Knock yourself out. Am I going to turn the novel into, a self-published novel? Perhaps. We'll see. I still have last year's novel that is, that I really enjoyed writing. It's racking around in my head. I need to finish it. But this year, I'm going to start a new novel. And then in 2022, I'll take a look at both of them and go, hey, which one do I want to finish off on? Oh, hey, there is my big sister, Barb, from good old Wisconsin, where they got some good, good cheese up there in Wisconsin. But anyways, so that's what we're looking at for the month of November. We're looking at NaNoWriMo, which is National Novel Writing Month, and NaPodPoMo, which is National Podcast Post Month. Challenge yourself to do more work, okay? It's been it's the year that never ends. Come say it with me, friends. I'll sing it once again. These are the years that never end. Hey, Barb, how you doing over there at Instagram land? Thank you for joining us. So, again, we're doing the for the month of November, National Podcast Post Month, National Novel Writing Month. Now, I started last year doing National Podcast Post Month because I wanted to give myself that challenge, because I usually don't do a daily podcast. That's a tough thing to do, because just, get your content, get it edited, and get it posted, get your show notes in there. There's a lot of steps to that. It's not an easy thing. Not everybody does it. But once you are done with it, because quite frankly, a couple of days after that, I am just going to sleep for maybe a day or two. I'm not going to sleep for a day or two. I've got twin 7-year-olds. I never sleep. Okay. We'll think about sleeping. Sleep is always an option. You get enough when you're dead. But the challenge is what I really look forward to. I really look forward to that challenge, to prove to myself that I can do it. If no one else reads it or listens to the podcast, it's okay, because I know that I did it. I know that, when I'm sitting on my deathbed, I can go, I wrote, how many books of poetry, how many novels, and it just really enriches my life, and it does something for me. That's why I created the whole Create Art podcast thing. It used to be KDOI podcasting, now Create Art podcast, because it's fun. It's when I was doing theater all the time, I would always go, there's a reason why we call them plays, because it's playtime. So November is playtime for me. And plus, November has 2 of my favorite holidays in it. It has Veterans Day, which, yay, veterans, I'm one. Air Force, there we go. 2 years, 10 months, 10 days, 12 hours, 15 minutes. Not that I'm keeping count, but I've met, some of my very best friends that have been with me, pretty much since day one, since I really, went out there and, was doing my art out in public. And that's my good friend, Colin, and his lovely wife, Stacy, out there in good old Pflugersville, Texas. Pflugersville. You thought your hometown had a weird name. Winneconda, Pflugersville, Fredericksburg. We're going to bring them all together. We're going to bring them all together, and watch out, world. But, when I was in the Air Force, I made some really good friends that I'm still friends with today. And just all the people that I've kind of collected along the way has been a fantastic journey. So If you are looking for something like that in your life, by all means, give it a shot. If you need a hand with it, you can always reach me, createartpodcast@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. I'm happy to lend you a hand. If you need, you need me to be a cheerleader. I don't look great in skirts, but I can do some mean pom-poms. Some mean pom-poms. So let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in. And also, I wanted to, go ahead and put this out here because I can never do too much podcasting. There is a new podcast coming out. It's called Find a Podcast About. Simple title. You can, it's live right now. The introductory episode is out and live. You can go to find a podcast about .xyz. Kind of crazy, huh? You want to find a podcast about XYZ? I've got the website. I've got it. It was open. It was like a dollar a year. It's mine. That podcast is out there, and that podcast is there to help you outsmart the algorithm, because I know some people out there like to outsmart that algorithm, and you want to find a podcast that is binge worthy, because there's 2.5 million podcasts out there. 2.5 million. As of today, there's 2.5 million out there. Who's got time? Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time to go through all 2.5 million podcasts that are out there to find something that is going to be great for you to listen to. Well, that's going to be my job. So I'm looking forward to doing that. The first episode with a wonderful podcast based out of my hometown of Rockford, Illinois. Screw capital of the world. Used to be murder capital of the world. We got that going on. So that will be a lot of fun to do. That'll be a hoot to do. My computer was doing something weird there. The MS-DOS thing was popping up. Kind of odd. Maybe somebody's hacking into my system. I don't know. Ain't much there except for podcasts. But that's going to be my next podcast that's coming out there for you. So, like I said, the first episode's already out there. Go take a listen to it. It's about 5 minutes long. Tells you what the whole show is about. And it has a little feature on there that is called Buy Me a Coffee, where you can actually support the show. And if you want me to find you a podcast, you just tell me what your things are, what you like, what you would be interested in, and I'll do that for you. I'm going to charge you because it takes some time to find the right podcast for the right person. But I'll be doing that on that show. We're still going to continue on with Create Art Podcast. That's still going on. I have all of next year kind of mapped out. And so we're going to start recording those episodes. I've already got the first interview done in the books. Just need to edit it, do the show notes for it. And that episode is all about turning pro and what it takes to turn pro. I got a screenwriter from Ireland, of all places, that is that the day that we did the interview was her last day at her day job. So the very next day, she was going into becoming a screenwriter full time and making that her career. And I think that's a very inspiring story. You'll hear it in January of 2022. So you're getting a sneak peek. Not everybody's getting this information, but I'm giving it to you, and I'm giving it to you over there in good old Instagram land. So be on the lookout for that. On Saturday, the 30th of October, I have my interview with Sam Thierra from Vancouver, Canada, and we're going to be talking about mentorship. He's a TED Talk guy that has a wonderful system all set up. He's got a book that I actually bought. I need to read, but he's got a wonderful book telling of his story of going back to India and finding his home. So definitely come on back on Saturday to createartpodcast.com to pick up that episode. And folks, I'm going to brag on my favorite nephew. My favorite nephew, Ethan. He's doing some wonderful work. He is doing his art and making it pay. He's got a whole bunch of stickers out there called Odd Boy stickers. They're really odd. They're kind of crazy. They're kind of cool. This is one of them. And right over here to Facebook land, that's one of them. He's doing some stuff with Glowforge where he is like, taking a laser and carving into wood and making these wonderful designs that, can go on cutting boards, pizza boards, different kind of things. So folks, it can be done. It may not be your number one job. It may not be your number one job, and that's okay. But I know when I see him coming home after he's created something like that, and just the sense of accomplishment that he has, it does my heart good to see that he's doing that kind of stuff. It's going to do your heart good too. So I'm here to help you tame your inner critic. I'm here to help you create more than you consume. You know what's going to be happening in November. Come on over to my house. Have Turkey Day over at my house. I'm cooking up some duck breasts, cooking up some Brussels sprouts, a whole bunch of food. We're going to have kids running all over the place. And, maybe I can get the fire pit rocking and rolling here. And one of these days, I will get my deck sealed and stained if it doesn't rain on me. So I'm going to say good night to all of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're seeing this on YouTube, hey, you missed out, but that's okay because I'll be doing in December, I'll be doing a wrap up of what 2021 was and everything that we did in 2021 and what we're going to be doing in 2022. Stick around. It is going to be fantastic what 2022 holds for us. I know this whole plague that we got going on, this whole coronavirus stuff that we got going on, it's pushed a lot of people down. It's made, a lot of people really depressed. But guess what? We can get above that. We can rise above that. I believe that we can. I know that I'm doing it. I know you can do it. And we're doing it through art. So create more than you consume. Tame that inner critic. You all have a good night. And remember, Saturday, got a new episode coming out for Create Art Podcast. December 1st-ish, we have Find a Podcast About coming out. So, get on your favorite podcast apps and rock that out. And, there's going to be an episode of Clearly Obtuse, my avant-garde podcast. Yes, I have 3 podcasts. Oh, well, I have no life. Check that out for yourself as well. Until next time, have a great night and go create some art for somebody that you love, yourself. Good night.